Marx's concept of abstraction takes two main forms: general abstraction and determinate abstraction. General abstraction involves focusing on a common element among various phenomena by abstracting from concrete social circumstances. For example, production in general abstracts from the differences arising in production during specific social periods. Determinate abstraction is a movement from the general to the particular or concrete. Marx advocates for the scientifically correct method of ascending from simple relations like labor, division of labor, need, and exchange value to more complex levels such as the state, international trade, and the world market. Determinate abstraction involves understanding the concrete as a concentration of many specific determinations. The world market, for example, represents a concentration of determinate abstractions that trace back to the fundamental concept of labor. Marx also points out that abstraction of the category labor itself becomes true in practice within capitalist society. This means that labor as an abstract concept in thought manifests itself in concrete reality and takes on a determinate form. It becomes a fundamental element upon which the whole capitalist system is built and organized. On the basis of these two aspects of abstraction, Marx critiques bourgeois political economists for confusing determinate with general abstractions. They tend to assume that what is particular to capitalist society is universally true for all societies, failing to recognize the historical context in which their categories have developed. By mistaking determinate abstractions as general ones, they become unaware that their concepts are ahistorical and rooted in the soil of capitalist society. This leads them to perceive the forms of labor and production in capitalism as eternal truths rather than recognizing that these forms are specific to the historical mode of production they are in. Consequently, political economy becomes an apology for capital, losing its scientific inquiry nature. For example, thinkers like Smith and Ricardo err by conceiving the isolated hunter and fisherman as a general abstraction of the individual, projecting this notion into the past as a natural state. Instead of understanding the individual as they were in a particular historical context, they interpret it based on their own preconceived notion of human nature. To overcome this problem, it is important to recognize the distinction between general and determinate abstractions, understanding them in unity but also as separate concepts. Understanding abstraction in both its general and determinate form is important in comprehending Marx's analysis in the first volume of Capital. Marx's argument begins not with commodity itself, but with the general abstraction of wealth in societies where the capitalist mode of production prevails. Wealth appears as an immense collection of commodities, and the individual commodity becomes its elementary form. Therefore, Marx starts his investigation with the commodity because it is the elementary form that wealth takes in society. The seemingly innocuous starting point of the commodity is significant as it reflects the antagonistic nature of the capitalist system. Through the commodity form, capital compels people to labor for survival and receive part of the social wealth they have created. Marx proceeds from this concrete starting point to make general abstractions, leading to further determinate abstractions in terms of use value, exchange value, and other aspects.